From the majestic Pride Rock to the shadowy elephant graveyard, this is the story of the Lion King. In the heart of Africa, a new prince is born. The cub Simba, destined to rule the Pride Lands. His wise father, Mufasa, teaches him about the great circle of life. But this joyous time is threatened by Mufasa's jealous brother Scar, who desires the throne for himself. Luring Simba into a trap, Scar orchestrates a wildebeest stampede, murdering Mufasa and blaming the young, heartbroken prince. Racked with guilt, Simba flees into exile. He befriends the hilarious duo Timon and Pumbaa. Living a carefree life under the philosophy of Hakuna Matata, years later, his childhood friend Nala finds him and begs him to return to the now devastated Pride Lands. Haunted by his father's memory, Simba must choose between his easy life and his destiny. He returns to challenge his uncle, reclaim his kingdom, and take his place in the circle of life. Let's take a trip back to the Pride Lands for a complete recap of Disney's masterpiece, The Lion King. Our story begins with the grand celebration of a new heir, the lion cub Simba, destined to rule. But his jealous uncle Scar has other plans. He tricks Simba into a dangerous gorge, orchestrates a wildebeest stampede, and tragically murders King Mufasa, convincing Simba it was all his fault. Heartbroken and exiled, Simba flees and befriends the hilarious duo Timon and Pumbaa, adopting their worry-free philosophy of Hakuna Matata. Years later, a chance reunion with his childhood friend Nala reveals the grim reality back home. Scar's reign has destroyed the Pride Lands. With a little wisdom from Rafiki and a vision of his father, Simba finally embraces his destiny. He returns to challenge Scar, reclaim his throne, and restore the great circle of life. What's your favorite Lion King moment? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more recaps. Out on the vast, sun-drenched plains of the African savanna, a timeless law governs everything: the great circle of life. From the smallest insect to the mightiest lion, every creature has its place. At the very heart of this kingdom stands the majestic Pride Rock, where the wise and powerful King Mufasa rules with a just paw. Today, a special ceremony is underway. Alongside his queen, Sarabi, Mufasa presents their newborn son to the gathered animals below. With the wise mandrill Rafiki's blessing, the little cub is held high for all to see. His name is Simba, and he is the heir. The prince, destined to one day take his father's place as king, a new chapter for the Pride Lands has just begun. For more incredible stories, don't forget to subscribe. Picture this: a breathtaking sunrise painting the African savanna in shades of gold and orange. Below, a massive crowd of animals has gathered. From the towering giraffes to the tiniest ants, all eyes are fixed on the majestic Pride Rock, and they are all bowing in respect. They are celebrating the birth of a new prince, the future king, a little lion cub named Simba. It's a joyous day for King Mufasa and his entire kingdom. But hold on, not everyone is celebrating. Look over there, lurking in the shadows. That's Mufasa's younger brother Scar. He is absolutely consumed by jealousy. He covets the throne for himself and has just come to a dark realization. As long as Mufasa and his son Simba are alive, he will never be king. And in that moment, a dangerous plan begins to form in his mind. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow for more. Imagine this: a golden sunrise paints the African savanna. From every corner of the Pride Lands, a great migration begins. Elephants trumpet, giraffes gracefully stride, and zebras gallop across the plains. They're all heading to one place: the majestic Pride Rock. Why? For a celebration unlike any other. King Mufasa and Queen Sarabi have welcomed their newborn son, Simba. The wise mandrill Rafiki anoints the young cub and lifts him high for all to see. A mighty roar of celebration echoes across the kingdom. A new heir is born, and the circle of life continues. But hold on, in the shadows, not everyone is celebrating. Mufasa's younger brother, Scar, is jealous. He covets the throne for himself and realizes that as long as Simba and Mufasa are alive, he will never be king. His ambition sets a dark shadow over this bright day. It all begins with a breathtaking sunrise over the African savanna. At the pinnacle of Pride Rock, King Mufasa proudly presents his newborn son, Simba, to the cheering kingdom below. A new era of hope dawns. But not everyone is celebrating this joyous occasion. Lurking in the dark recesses of a cave, Mufasa's own brother, Scar, watches with a face twisted by jealousy and ambition. As Simba grows into a playful, curious cub, Mufasa teaches him about the great circle of life and the delicate balance that holds their world together. But Scar sees the cub's innocence as a weakness to exploit. He masterfully plants a seed of dangerous curiosity in Simba's mind, tempting him with whispers of a forbidden, shadowy place just beyond the kingdom's borders, the elephant graveyard. A deadly trap is about to be sprung. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more. Have you ever done something reckless just to prove you were brave? In one of the most powerful movie moments, a young Simba does just that. He and Nala sneak into the elephant graveyard trying to show off, but end up cornered by 3 hungry hyenas. Just when all hope seems lost, Mufasa appears, his roar echoing with protective fury, and saves the cubs. But the real lesson isn't in the fight. It's in the quiet moment that follows. Under the vast, starry sky, a disappointed Mufasa explains to Simba what true bravery is. It isn't about looking for trouble. He admits that even he, the king, gets scared. Then, he tells Simba to look at the stars. He says the great kings of the past looked down on them from those stars, and they will always be there to guide him. What a beautiful way to talk about legacy and guidance. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more classic moments. In the shadowy, fog-draped elephant graveyard, a place of bones and despair, Scar's ambition festered. Consumed by jealousy, he refused to accept his place behind Mufasa and the young heir, Simba. It was here, surrounded by the eerie skeletons of giants, that he forged a dark alliance. He promised the hungry, outcast hyenas a future where they would never go hungry again, in exchange for their loyalty and his plot to seize the throne. The plan was as cowardly as it was cruel. Scar led the trusting Simba into a desolate gorge, telling the cub to wait for a surprise from his father, but the only surprise was a wave of pure terror. On Scar's command, the hyena sparked a stampede, sending thousands of panicked wildebeest thundering down into the canyon directly toward the small, unsuspecting prince. It was a trap, and the king was about to fall for it. Let's talk about one of the most devastating moments in movie history. A canyon thunders with a wild stampede, and young Simba is trapped right in the middle of it. Without a second of hesitation, Mufasa leaps into the chaos. He fights through the dust and danger, a powerful king risking everything for his son. He successfully gets Simba to a safe ledge, but in the struggle he's left clinging desperately to the cliff face. He looks up and sees his brother Scar. With his last bit of strength, he begs for help. But what he gets is pure malice. Scar leans in, whispers the chilling words, "Long live the king," and throws his own brother into the stampede below. It's a moment of betrayal that is absolutely heartbreaking and has stayed with audiences for decades. What movie scene broke your heart? Let me know below and subscribe for more. It's one of the most heart-wrenching moments in cinema history. A deafening stampede, a desperate plea for help, and a king betrayed. We all remember the sickening fall, the cloud of dust, and the silence that followed. For young Simba, the world just shattered. But the real tragedy wasn't just the accident itself, it was what came next. In that moment of pure grief and confusion, his uncle Scar saw an opportunity. Instead of comfort, he offered poison. He twisted the horrific event into an unbearable burden of guilt, convincing the young prince that the king's death was his own fault. Run away and never return. These words, whispered by a master manipulator, sent our hero into exile, haunted by a lie. A cub, now alone, carrying a weight no child should ever bear. As Simba fled, darkness fell over the Pride Lands. Thanks for watching. Can you imagine running away from everything you've ever known? That's exactly what young Simba does. He flees into a massive, scorching desert all alone. With the weight of the world on his small shoulders, he walks until he can't walk anymore and finally collapses, lost and hopeless. But just when it seems like the end, two of the most unlikely heroes appear: Timon the meerkat and Pumbaa the warthog. They rescue the little cub and bring him to their own secret paradise, a lush jungle oasis. It's here they teach him their problem-free philosophy, the wonderful phrase, Hakuna Matata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. This isn't just a new home for Simba. It's a whole new way to live. For more iconic movie moments, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have you ever wondered what this scene truly represents? We see a young lion cub, a meerkat, and a warthog strolling across a log, leaving a barren desert behind for a lush, vibrant jungle. This is the heart of Hakuna Matata, a life with no worries. For Simba, it's a deliberate escape from his tragic past and the responsibilities he believes he abandoned. He grows from a cub into a powerful lion, content in his self-imposed exile. But you can't outrun destiny forever. One day, a fierce lioness attacks his friends. In defending them, Simba comes face to face with his past, its Nala. She brings devastating news. Under Scar's tyrannical rule, the Pride Lands have become a desolate wasteland. She begs him to return, not just as a friend, but as the rightful king. It's a powerful moment where the past collides with the present, forcing Simba to choose between his carefree life and his true identity. Thanks for watching. After years of joyful reunion with Nala, the weight of the past comes crashing down. Simba refuses to return home. He can't face his family, his kingdom, or the memory of his father, Mufasa. Overwhelmed by a guilt he's carried since he was just a cub, he storms off, convinced he can never be the king he was meant to be. But just as he's at his lowest point, the wise and eccentric shaman Rafiki appears. He doesn't offer simple comfort, he offers a profound truth. He promises to show Simba his father, right here, right now. Leading him to the water's edge, Rafiki tells him to look hard. Simba sees only his own reflection, but with Rafiki's guidance, he sees the truth. The King Mufasa doesn't just live in the stars. He lives on in him. Have you ever felt lost? Like you're running from who you're supposed to be? That's exactly where Simba was, living a life of no worries, trying to escape his past. But you can't outrun destiny. The wise old Rafiki leads him to a pool of water and tells him to look harder. It's not just his own face staring back, but the reflection of his father, Mufasa. Then the sky itself speaks. Mufasa's spirit forms in the clouds, delivering one of the most powerful messages ever. Remember who you are. In that single moment, everything changes. It's not just about being a king. It's a wake-up call to stop hiding and to embrace his responsibility. He realizes he can't change the past, but he can shape the future. And with newfound courage, he decides to go home. It was time to face his demons and reclaim his place in the circle of life. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and felt a message meant just for you? For Simba, it wasn't just a feeling. It was his father, Mufasa, his face formed by the stars, reminding him of his destiny. Remember who you are. Those 4 words changed everything. They sent him on a journey home, not just to a place, but back to himself. But the home he returned to was a shadow of its former glory. Pride Rock was gray, desolate, starved under Scar's rule. This is where the final battle begins. It's not just a fight for the throne, it's a fight for the truth. Pushed to the edge, literally and figuratively, Simba finally hears the confession he never expected. Scar admits he was the one who ended Mufasa's life. The betrayal is complete, and the final clash is inevitable. For more iconic movie breakdowns, be sure to subscribe. The truth is finally out. Murderer. Simba's roar echoes across the desolate Pride Lands as lightning splits the sky. Enraged, he finally lunges at his uncle and the fight for the kingdom begins. Backed into a corner, Scar is forced to confess his ultimate betrayal to the entire Pride. He killed Mufasa. It's all it takes. The lionesses erupt, launching a massive attack against Scar's cackling hyena army. Amid the chaos, Simba corners Scar at the peak of Pride Rock. In a cowardly move, Scar tries to blame everything on the hyenas. Showing the mercy his uncle never had, Simba spares his life, exiling him instead. But Scar's treachery knows no end. He attacks again. In a final epic struggle, Simba hurls him from the cliff. Scar survives the fall, only to be met by the hungry, betrayed eyes of the hyenas he'd just sold out. A truly unforgettable climax. Thanks for watching. This is the story of a king, born to rule, but cast into exile. We all know Simba, the beloved cub of the great Mufasa. Their kingdom was a paradise, until betrayal and a devastating stampede changed everything. Believing he was responsible, Simba fled, leaving his home and his destiny behind. He found a new life with Timon and Pumbaa. Living by the motto Hakuna Matata, no worries. But while Simba tried to forget, his kingdom suffered under the dark reign of his uncle Scar. It wasn't until his childhood friend Nala found him that the past came rushing back. Guided by the wisdom of Rafiki, Simba finally looked inside himself and remembered who he truly was. He returned to challenge Scar, and in an epic battle of fire and rain, fought to reclaim his home. With the usurper gone, Simba ascended Pride Rock, his roar restoring hope and balance to the Pride lands. He was a prince, destined to rule. But a dark betrayal forced him into exile, while a tyrant left his home in ruins. This is the story of a king's return. For years, the Pride lands suffered under Scar's reign. But destiny cannot be denied forever. Haunted by his past and inspired by his father's memory, the true heir Simba returned to challenge the usurper. Amidst fire and raging storms, a final battle for the throne erupted, like lion against lion, brother against brother. But the deepest betrayals cut both ways. Cornered and defeated, Scar was abandoned to the very hyenas he once called allies. As the rains washed away the darkness, a new dawn broke. Simba ascended Pride Rock, his roar echoing across the restored kingdom, reclaiming his place in the great circle of life. What's your favorite moment from this epic story? Let us know below and subscribe for more legendary tales. Have you ever felt a story come full circle in the most satisfying way? Think about that iconic moment, a lion standing tall on a cliff's edge, letting out a roar that echoes through the pouring rain. It's not just a roar of victory, it's the sound of destiny being reclaimed, of a kingdom beginning to heal. After so much loss and hardship, the land, once barren and gray, slowly returns to life. The rivers flow again, and the grass grows green, washing away the scars of the past. And then we see it, the wise Rafiki holding up a tiny new cub for all the kingdom to see. It's a perfect echo of the beginning, a promise that life goes on. The circle is complete, not just for the Pride lands, but for everyone watching. It's a powerful reminder that after every storm, there's a new dawn. Thanks for watching. Want to make your videos feel as epic as the Lion King? Here's how you can create that cinematic journey using just CapCut. It's all about the music. For your grand opening, think of Pride Rock. Use inspiring orchestral music to introduce your subject. This sets a powerful and majestic tone right from the start. Then, for the intense moments, like the Stampede, you need to build tension. Use fast-paced music with heavy drums and quick cuts to create a sense of action and urgency. After the drama, give your audience a break with a Hakuna Matata moment. Switch to something lighthearted and tropical. This is perfect for montages or fun, carefree scenes. Finally, for your big climax, go all out. Use epic cinematic music with a dramatic choir to make that final showdown or resolution feel truly unforgettable. Try these tips out and see how music transforms your storytelling. For more editing tricks, make sure to follow along. Happy editing. From the whispers of prophecy, a child was born, not into power, but into shadow. They called him Ordinary, a boy destined for a simple life, unaware of the storm brewing within his soul. Years passed like fading echoes, each day a quiet lesson in patience and strength. He learned from the earth, from the wind, from the silence between heartbeats. But destiny is not a gentle guide. It is a raging tempest. When darkness finally descended upon his world, it was not a king or a soldier who stood against it. It was the boy, now a man, his eyes holding the fury of a forgotten god. And as lightning tore across the sky, he answered its call, not with a sword, but with the very thunder that was his birthright. His story was just beginning. Follow to witness the legend unfold.